Now, to understand this transition from Umeme to UEDCL, we're now joined by the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Energy, that is Irene Batebe. Many thanks, PS, for joining us this evening. We understand the transition is ongoing, and by midnight it will be UEDCL takeover. My question is, how do we ensure this seamless transition happens without disruptions, or at least disruptions are minimized?
Canary, thank you for having us and NBS tonight. It's always a pleasure speaking to you and our dear viewers. Canary, you will note that the process of managing this transition has been ongoing for some years now, following the cabinet decision in October 2022 not to renew the Umeme concession. So we have done whatever it takes to ensure UEDCL, that's the Uganda Electricity Distribution Company Limited, is prepared for this transition and what we've termed as the post-concession management. And we've ensured that we walk this journey with Umeme. So UEDCL has been working hand in hand with Umeme for the last 3 years from the time the decision was made to ensure a seamless transfer to the extent that is possible. Number one, we've supported the company in terms of their technical preparedness, ensuring that we support them to have a robust recruitment strategy. We ensured and we approved an organization structure of 2,712 staff members from the original UEDCL of about 400 staff members. And with this structure, we've been able to largely mirror what Umeme had in terms of their organization structure and marry that with what UEDCL had before the takeover. So today, UEDCL has hired up to 94% of the Umeme staff who are then able to continue the operations of this concession. And as part of the strategy, we've required UEDCL to ensure that all those who have been recruited successfully remain in post at their current duty stations as UEDCL goes through the recalibration as they start the journey of operating this concession. Canary and dear viewers, you will note that this has been a 20-year concession, having entered into an agreement with Umeme in 2005, and that concession comes to an end tonight at midnight on the 31st of March. Now, of course, besides the technical teams and ensuring UEDCL is prepared on the technical side, we've ensured they are supported financially, because it's not enough to have the teams on board, the right teams on board. The company must be financially viable, financially sustainable. So we have worked with the Ministry of Finance, but also the Electricity Regulatory Authority, to provide initially for this first year of running about a total of $99 million US. $50 million US of that will be a borrowing that the company was granted, and they will be accessing that funding from Absa Bank. And the remaining amount of about $45 million US or so, that we've provided for in the tariffs. So as soon as UEDCL takes over tonight, they have all the financing to enable them start filling the gaps on the grid. We've seen, of course, over the last 3 years from the time we made this announcement not to renew the Umeme concession, naturally Umeme has been investing minimally, and it is important as UEDCL takes over that they quickly ramp up on the interventions on the network, and these have been identified, and UEDCL was required to start the procurements much earlier so that as soon as they take over on the 1st, they have sufficient material stocked up.
Okay. I want to come in here and ask, this transition we're talking about, you've just elaborated the process, but my question is, many are wondering, even before it clocks midnight, many parts in Kampala were in darkness and did not have electricity. I'm talking about the disruptions. How do we make sure the transition happens but the consumers are not affected?
Precisely, Canary. Who is ensuring that this power stays on? It is largely the operations by the staff. And that is the reorganization we've done. And because of these the hours we have before the handover, we're experiencing some of that hiccups on the network, but that should seamlessly be settled as UEDCL takes over tonight. And we expect that starting tomorrow, we should see a resumption to normal supply of power across the country.
Finally, what sort of investments are going to be done in terms of personnel and infrastructure? Could you also address the viewers on the issues surrounding the hiring of staff that previously have been working with Umeme?